Guys, quick warning. If you're under 18, this does contain sort of distressing images, so please don't let kids watch it. Yeah, this was me being assaulted and stripped naked and left unconscious in a police cell in Greater Manchester at Longsight Police Station in 2017. Now, I was wrongfully arrested. My original arrest was thrown out of court. Yet, one of the officers said that during the second part of this footage that I assaulted one of the officers, which I never denied, biting the officer on his hand because he was actually choking me out and I couldn't breathe. Now, this footage is all in full, and this is this is the exact footage that JMP brought to court. So none of it's been edited or tampered with. This has been shortened slightly, but the full video is there on YouTube for you to watch. I mean, as you can see from here, the start of this video, you'll see on YouTube that I've already been searched. They use the excuse that this was for my own safety because I hadn't had my pocket searched. But clearly, at the start of the video, you see my wallet and everything else on top of the counter. It just smacks a comparison to George Floyd, who sadly lost his life today in America. That it's. They say that you resist arrest. They say they give their version of the police give their version of events, but unless you get things like this on camera, there is no denying the fact that the police kill people and they get away with it time and time again. Not a single officer that you see in this footage faced any kind of disciplinary action, or those that did. It was all held behind closed doors, away from the press and away from public scrutiny. And they were all found to have not have committed any offence, even when the Crown Prosecution Service and the Police Complaints Commission both turned round and said that those officers should have been prosecuted.
The cell is the same officer who first
this
attacked
is the start of the distressing
At this
part.
point, their role is
if you
to
keep
preserve
your eye
life
on
and
the
prevent
bald
harm.
officer in the black top and
So,
the gentleman
why
who's close
after
by
getting
my
the
head
ligature
now
off
with
in
the
the
blue,
first few seconds,
they both
do they violently
launch a
drag me off the
tirade
bed and onto the
of an
floor,
assault
which
on somebody
is when
who's
the same
extremely
detention officer
vulnerable,
punches
been
me and
wrongfully
then begins to
arrested,
knee me violently in the lower
and
back
is,
and groin area.
clearly in an extremely distressed mental state, and this is how they see fit to deal with somebody in that situation. This footage is quite distressing, but I mean, you'll see by the end of this that they, that nobody during the whole of this footage, if you keep your eye on the lady officer, who quite frankly shouldn't have been in there while they stripped me naked, whether I'm gay or not, that's nothing to do with it. It's the fact, they're stripping me naked in there, and it's not like there wasn't enough officers there to assist anyway. But if you look from here now, from the start of that altercation where this second part of the video starts, for nearly 7 minutes, she's holding my head face down, arms locked out, so that I can't move my head, and I'm face down into a plastic mattress. So just like George Floyd, how they, their own guidelines say that someone should be checking the pulse. Whoever's controlling their head controls whatever's happening in that cell or in that, during that incident. And as you can see, there is no direction or anything coming from her. She's not interested. She's not saying, and she doesn't utter a single word. And you'll see by the end of this footage that I'm clearly left unconscious at the end of this. It's only when I start agonal breathing, which is what is otherwise known as a death rattle, that an ambulance is called. But that 14 minutes of footage between them leaving this cell and the ambulance arriving, the paramedics' time that he put on that sheet when they arrived at the police station, that footage, I've not seen it. I've never seen it. It's never been produced at court. It's never been produced anywhere. And the excuse that they gave and keep giving is that they didn't think it was of any evidentiary value. Yet, when in court, they tried to continue to say that I was resisting arrest. I was being, I was being abusive and shouting and all sorts. So if I was, if I continued to be like that, surely that would just prove your case even more when you got to court. So you download it all, but no,
I am stripped
apparently
naked and left unconscious on the floor, but we don't know how long for, as
This
the
has to
police cut
change.
the rest of the footage.
Something has to stop, and cops have to stop being treated like they're above the law, because they're going to do this time and time and time again, and they're going to continue to get away with it. They're going to continue to be able to hide behind, oh, he was resisting, or I was using standardized techniques. There is nothing standardized about holding somebody's head face down into a plastic mattress or kneeling on their neck till they can't breathe. People, we need to make this change. George Floyd, my serious condolences to you and your family.